Is it when I buy the ram from the souk, from the market, or when the actual slaughtering is done? The answer is when the actual slaughtering is done. However, do I have to say it? So before slaughtering or before the butcher starts to slaughter, I say, listen, this is on behalf, and I get my list on behalf of so and so and so and so and so and so. Do I have to do this? No. Is it a sunnah? Some scholars say yes, because the Prophet used to ﷺ say, this is on behalf of my family and the ummah of Muhammad. So uttering it is just a sunnah. It has nothing to do with the validity of your sacrifice. It has nothing to do with your intention. So what counts is my intention. So if I just go to the butcher and I say, listen, this is my sacrifice, slaughter it for me. And I don't tell him on who is it. This is sufficient. I don't tell him on who it is. This is sufficient. All what I need to know is that I personally know who is it intended for. And this would suffice, inshallah. I'd like to add, if I may, there are no callers, so I can afford that. A lot of the brothers and sisters in the subcontinent take it religiously upon themselves that slaughtering a Qurbani or the Udhiyah is mandatory upon each individual. So you see a household with 10 people living under the same roof, under their father's roof, and they insist on slaughtering 10 sheep every single year. And this adds a lot of burden upon them financially. And it is not part of the sunnah. The sunnah is to slaughter one. This is sufficient and does the job. Now, if you're a millionaire or if you are well off and you'd like to slaughter more, this is okay. No problem. But to believe that it is an obligation upon Aisha and Fatima and Khadija and Asma and about Muhammad and Abdullah, all the offsprings and the siblings living in the same house. No, this is not mandatory, and there is no such thing as a sin if none of them slaughters except the father of the house. There's no sin at all. There is not even going against the sunnah. It's totally legit, so people could utilize the money elsewhere.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
Yes, I would like to ask if one lives with his family and his womenfolk doesn't wear hijab, and the money they get or earn is haram, not stolen, but through haram income. And if they leave the house, they don't cover themselves properly, and they make groceries or buy stuff, can he eat from what they buy, even though they go out, or hijab and the money itself, as I mentioned, halal?
As long as the job itself is halal. So if they work as an engineer, as in HR, as management, as IT, and the likes, the income they receive from that job is halal, whether they are abiding by the hijab or not. They're sinful for not abiding by the hijab. It's like saying, I have a brother of mine living in the same house. He works as a CEO of a company, and he earns and pays the rent and buys the food, but he's clean shaven. And he goes to his job every day after shaving his beard. So is his income halal? Of course his income is halal, depending on his job description. His sin of shaving, her sin of not abiding by the hijab or smoking or chit-chatting with the opposite gender is separate from the permissibility of her income. Having said that, even though if her income is haram, whatever she brings to the house and buys food or gives you gifts is halal for you, but it's haram for her earning.